Okay, Ramon, if you can give me your name, where you were born, and your date of birth.
My full name?
Yeah.
Mark, oh,
And where you were.
Mark James Ramon Phillips. May 16th, 1975. I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
19 what?
1975.
75. Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. And your mother and father, what are their names?
Cynthia Talbert and well, Cynthia Phillips it was, and Mark Collins.
Okay. And were they born here too in Grand Rapids?
My mom was born in Detroit. My dad was
In
born
Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have other like uncles and aunts in Detroit? Or
I have my mom's side of the family is mostly in Detroit. My dad's side of the family is mostly here.
Okay.
So my mom moved down here from Detroit when she was 11, 12, something like that. 12, 13, I think. And she's been out here ever since. So.
Okay. And what about brothers and sisters?
I have one sister with my mom that my mom had. It's just me and my sister through my mom. With my dad, I have 3 brothers and a sister.
2 brothers and a sister.
Well, from my dad.
Well, your brothers and sisters' names what are their names?
It's funny. I have Mark, Marvino, Mark, and Brittany, and then my mom had Nadashua.
Natasha?
Nadashua.
Okay.
We call her Dasha.
Okay. So where did you grow up here? What area?
On the southeast side, on Oakdale.
By Oakdale?
On Oakdale, yeah, we grew up on Oakdale. We moved from Oakdale over on Warden, and from Warden we bounced around a few.
Is Oakdale by Fuller and Boston, that area, or no?
It goes down to Kalamazoo. It's between Kalamazoo and Madison. It's the
Okay,
strip right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where Oakdale is.
By Madison Square Church.
Okay.
That's Oakdale.
Oh, by Madison Square Church? Okay,
Yep.
I know right where it's at. Okay.
Yeah.
And so where did you go to school at here?
I went to Alexander. My elementary years, and then from there I went to my mom to move. I went to Northeast. Then from Northeast I went to Iroquois. From Iroquois I went to Ottawa, and I had some trouble. That's when I got expulsion from all high schools, so I left from there and I went to Crescent too. And I went to like all the alternative schools, OIC, Mid-City, Kensington, Westbridge. And that was the point in time in my life where I had gotten into a gang. I was in the Gangster Disciples for...
And you don't have to, whatever you don't want to say.
From... How old was I? From 15 to maybe 30. I was in it. I got branded. They branded me.
What does that mean?
Well, they burned you.
Oh, they burn you?
Yeah, they burned you. Then when I went to IC, I met a lady named Denise Fozzie. And I had been going to Camp Tall Turf all my life with my mom, single parent camp. And I went to Camp Tall Turf until I couldn't go no more, and she knew me from camp. So, and OIC was just basically split. It was either you was a gangster or you was a vice lord. And she knew me from camp, and she told me that if I wanted a job, she'd give me a job. And I went to, I was younger when I got out. I went to be a counselor at Camp Tall Turf, and I was a counselor up there for 6 years. And basically, my life story became influential with the kids and trying to help the kids out, not go down that path and other things. And I left there. I had my first child when I was 16. She's 24 now, 23. She graduated from Howard.
Howard University?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she got a nursing degree in nurses and science. then it just was like when I left when I left camp and being a counselor at camp. It was like trying to make money to support the kids and my daughter and stuff, and that's another story. But
So you don't have to answer, but so maybe were you selling anything? Or?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at that age, 16 years old. At the time when I had her, she was 16.
Selling marijuana or?
No, I was selling coke, crack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so from the time we had her, and we were still going to school. We still made it through school. I still graduated from high school, and once she got up in age, I don't know.
What's your name? We'll get her
my
name?
daughter's?
Yeah.
Shaniqua.
Shaniqua.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like life was just all over the place at that point in time. It was just you try to do right because you have a child, and then you look up and you want the child to have stuff, and getting locked up and coming back out and stuff like that. You just was like, okay, something had to stop.
So where did you get locked up at? Where did you get locked up at?
Oh, here in Grand Rapids. I never did any prison time. Thank you, Jesus. I really never got caught. To say, I was always slick. I guess
you beat him. What
yeah.
You beat the
With that, yeah. That no, I just prayer. My mom, just praying for me and stuff, and she got me. Well, her and God got me through that point in my life. And
so your mom was real into the church.
My mom and my dad has a church. They're pastors.
Oh, they have a church. Oh, they're pastors. Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
kid. It seems like the church kids are always the ones.
The ones.
Be the ones. The church kids is always the ones.
So going back a little bit, backtracking a little bit. So you mentioned a lot of different, and we're not in competition again. This is about your history. But you mentioned you went to a lot of different grammar schools.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Because what happened was.
I mean, was the neighborhood just moving?
No. I was going to Ottawa, and I used to fight a lot.
Okay.
I used to fight a lot. And my 10th grade year at Ottawa, I had brought a gun to school.
Okay.
So that was back in like probably 1990 or something like that.
So they threw you out of one school?
They kicked me out of all Grand Rapids public schools.
Okay.
They said I could never go back to a Grand Rapids public school because I was always into stuff and fighting and the gang stuff. The principal knew about it because they knew who ran the schools. Who was the people in the schools that people were scared of and feared and stuff like that. But I never tried to bully people or nothing like that. I wasn't the type that just was running around like I'm tough. I never did that. But I'm not gonna say I was more of a follower, but I can say I was to a point. But there's a lot of stuff I didn't allow to happen, because I wasn't gonna do it. And I think that's one of the things why a lot of them respected me and wanted me to be a part of them, because it was just a lot of stuff I wouldn't do. I'm not gonna allow you to put your hands on me, to join no gang, and I'm not gonna allow you to. So it was different things that they said I could do to get in the gang, because I was like, I'm not gonna allow. You're not gonna put your hands on me to get in no gang. So it just, I had an attitude at that point. It was a lot of stuff that I went through in my life, and I was quiet. I was always quiet. And
so why do you think you had that attitude? We didn't say about the guns. Was that to just show that you had it, or
no? Honestly, it was just this guy. It was just, I was in 10th grade. They was in the 12th grade, and they always kept on saying what they was gonna do.
Something to you.
Yeah, so I was like, okay,
so
do it.
Just preparing.
I'm like, you ain't gonna do nothing. So at that point in time, I was mad about hearing what they was gonna say, so I was gonna bring it to them, pretty much. So, and I had I had shot at him at leaving school. It's not funny, but it's just crazy because I don't even think about that stuff no more. It's stuff that I'm 40 now, and I was 16, 17 then, so that's 23. Almost, you don't even think about that stuff no more because of, I'm jumping around. I got 4 boys now, 4 boys and a girl now. So there's certain things that you happy that you went through and you go through, that way you can try to stop them from going through, but then there's also things that you went through that you hope that they don't never even.
Yeah, because they probably will see us.
They already know.
No, they already know. No, that's what I'm saying.
They already. I mean, my kids. I don't lie to my kids.
I mean, I don't want you to hide anything.
Right.
But I mean,
but yeah, it was crazy because it was like, I don't know. It was like, I'm not gonna say I was being somebody I wasn't. I just don't. I never was the type of person who liked to see people hurt. I don't know. But then there was a point in my life where I just didn't care. I just didn't care. And it was like I was that person who didn't want to see nobody get hurt too. I didn't care, and I always knew I cared. And then so that's another reason what made me like, this is something. I just didn't like to see blood. I didn't like to see somebody hurting, unless they really did something wrong. But I wasn't the type of person that just, if you picking, I never picked. I'm just not gonna pick with you. You have to really do something, for me to put my hands on you. And that's the way it is now. But it seemed like when I had my first son, that made me reevaluate life all over again. And then when that was Amari, and then when my second one came, Isaiah, it was like, okay. And then the third one, Jalen. And then once I had my last one at 40, I was like, I'm too old for this, So it made me sit down a lot. It made me sit down an awful lot.
So the Gangster Disciples, was that in the grammar school? Yeah,
they didn't have them at Ottawa. I think I was the only.
Ottawa is Kalamazoo.
Ottawa is Burton.
And Burton.
Yeah.
Right there, okay.
When I was at Ottawa, I think it wasn't too many gang members. A lot of them was what I think was alternative schools. Alternative schools back then was totally different than.
What were the alternative schools like?
Have you ever seen the movie Lean on Me?
Lean on, oh yeah.
That's how the alternative schools was back then. You had people smoking in the hallways, people fighting all day. You never knew what would happen. You never knew what was going to happen that day. Anything could happen that day. The other gangs came up there to fight students, and then they gang. So it was.
Wasn't it like, what I heard was there was like the wealthy boys, but weren't they with more like with the Vice Lords and Blackstone Rangers?
Yeah, wealthy was white
people.
Yeah, wealthy was Vice Lords.
And the Gangster Disciples were folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it was like a divide. It was like a line.
Like a dividing line.
Yeah, it was like Burton Heights was all.
Oh, okay. What was the dividing line?
Burton Heights was all gangsters. Then you had Ionia, Prospect, Hall, Cass, wealthy. But then you had Union and Thomas was gangsters. So they was like in the middle.
In the middle too.
Then you had Madison, who was Matt Ave, was gangsters, but they was closer to Burton Heights, so they, right there. So they was in their area, but it was like everything you had to do, you had to come through the tracks.
Right.
So
there's gonna be a problem.
There was gonna be a problem back then. It was not now. I mean,
what year was this?
Oh, this was in 89, 90.
89, 90. Okay.
It's 89, 90. Yeah, I was born in 75. Yeah, I was 14, 15. Yeah, about 85, 90. It went up to about 2000, maybe some up there, year 2000. But then it's different now. Now it's blocks. It's not Vice Lords and GDs anymore. It's blocks.
It's blacks.
Blocks. Like Eastern and Franklin call themselves ENF. So they're not gangsters or Vice Lords or none of that. They're just their block name. Then you have another block name, and Bemis, and you got Ricochet and all these new. I don't know nothing about them because I don't even.
Right, no, because at that time those were the gangs, like in Chicago and other places.
Yeah,
they had the same thing, but now they go by blocks.
Yeah, now back when I was growing up, it was two things. You was either a Vice Lord or you was a gangster. Nothing else. Okay. You either wore red or you wore blue. Right. Nothing else.
And wealthy boys were what?
Red. They was Vice Lords.
They were Vice Lords.
Yeah. So now it's not about colors. It's not about pitchforks. It's not about Vice Lord or gangsters. It's about blocks. They make up their own blocks, and that's how it is now.
But they're more. Are they into selling drugs now?
Yeah. I mean that didn't stop. That didn't change. It's just how they divided themselves up is different now. So, but the drugs are still.
But I remember, in Chicago, people had like territories that they weren't really into drugs.
Right.
I mean, they used them, but not maybe a few individuals sold drugs. And then later on, after the 60s and 70s, they got real deep into drug sales.
Right.
But you don't remember that time.
No, I was born in '75.
Right.
Yeah, I was in '75.
So when you came up, it was all drugs.
Yeah. People, So it was mainly. It's the same way it is now when I was coming up. If not,
same way.
Yeah,
It's different. It's like black.
Just different. Just they put their own. The kids nowadays put their own twist on what they do. Okay. That's pretty much it. No
but
way.
this is just the younger kids.
This is the younger generation here.
You got to answer that?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I have to turn it down anyway.
So we're still in grammar school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I left Ottawa, I ended up going to, I think, Mid-City first. Then I think I went to Kensington after Mid-City.
What do you remember about Mid-City?
Nothing, because I got kicked out of it like in 2 days.
In 2 days?
Yeah, so I went to Mid-City, I got kicked out of Mid-City. I went to Kensington, they kicked me out of Kensington. I went to OIC.
But I mean, they already prejudging you?
No, it's just...
Or you did something?
This is where you sent...
Or they doubt you did something?
No, that's where they sent all the people who had probation officers and who was a menace to society, as they said.
Okay. So these are the alternatives?
Yeah, this is alternative school.
Mid-City.
So it's just people just like me at the school.
Okay.
People, a lot of them was worse.
Right.
A lot of them was way worse than what I was,
And you got kicked right away because you...
It's just like, being in the gang part.
It's a new environment?
Yeah, but you know everybody. It's the same people from your city.
Right.
You might not know everybody, but you're going to know people because it might be people in your neighborhood that's at that school. It might be people that you grew up with that's at that school or went to the school that you went to and got kicked out. It's not like they sent me from this side, like can't say like Chicago or something like that where, say for instance, if I went to this school and they sent me on the west side, they didn't send you to a place like, nowhere that you wasn't.
Right.
So you knew people. It's just that you get up there and you have this chip on your shoulder and this.
You got a chip on your shoulder. That's what
at the time. Yeah, you after work at the time.
It's a hard time adjusting because because you had a chip on your shoulder anyway.
Yeah, I didn't care.
So what? Oh, you didn't care.
I just didn't care.
So somebody was sending you there. Not that you wanted to go there.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to go to none of them.
Okay.
So
the school is sending you.
Yeah, well, the Gravis public schools and
it's sending you there.
And the judicial system. Like I had a probation officer. They gave me a probation. Me and a few of my friends got probation officers.
So what was it for fighting or?
Yeah, the probation officer was for fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
And we jumped on somebody and we had to pay his doctor bills and all that stuff.
So you got messed them up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was like I said. There's certain things that I don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's because I'm not glorifying that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wish it would have never happened. Now you don't wish that on nobody. But at that time, once again, you
somebody got hurt bad.
Yeah, you're not thinking, and you just, and he did, and so they kicked a few of us out, and so by the time I landed in OIC, that's where I met Denise, and she worked at the camp, and she said if I ever wanted a job, I left there and I went to Westbridge, and when I got to Westbridge, I think I was in my 11th grade. I went to 4 schools, I think 3 or 4 schools in a year period. And I think I was in my 11th grade for Westbridge. And I told them I didn't want to stay in these schools. I wanted to go back to a public school. And they told me if I got a 3.5 grade point average, that they would look into seeing if I can go back to a public school. Well, I got a 4.0 because it's like the alternative schools was like the easiest work ever. It's like they just wanted the kids to come there and do something because half of them want to go do it, It's like they didn't care. So, but I was never dumb. That was the thing. And so I did the work.
What was the population there? Was it mixed or?
Yeah, yeah. You had.
What was the majority?
Man, the worst of the people you had
African American.
Oh no, you had everything because you had this is on the west side, so you had Latin kings, you had vice lords, you had
I was going to ask you about population. You're giving me the different gangs.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm saying the population as far as that's what I'm saying.
The different gangs.
You had Latinos there,
but I mean,
Hispanic
kings and who else you had?
vice lords. You had gangsters. So you had whites, blacks, Hispanics. It didn't matter your color. If you was the type of kid that was out here stealing bikes and you got caught, you went to Westbridge. It didn't the color.
What was bridge on the west side?
It's called Westbridge. It was on Turner.
Turner. Okay.
Yeah. So it didn't matter your race or nothing. You had the whole school was just mixed. Right. It was mixed with people who just didn't care.
But there was Spanish, African.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just. Yeah,
but they were all gang members.
But not everybody was, but every kid there was a kid that was troubled. Everybody there had a probation officer. Put it that way. So, as far as I knew, everybody there had a probation officer. You had to have a probation officer to get into that.
These weren't kids coming from jail. They were coming from public schools.
Yeah, they was coming from some of them probably coming from juvenile homes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Where was juvenile home at that time? Do you know?
It's right across from. I don't remember the street. It's right across from the county right now. It used to be right
up there from the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget the street.
Okay, so you're at different schools, so you're trying to adjust to each one.
Right.
But you got a chip on your shoulder because you don't want to be there.
Yeah, that and I knew I was better than that. I knew I was better than where they had me at. I knew I was way better than where they had me at. And like I was saying,
so when you say you knew that you were better than from what they had you, does that mean that they didn't take enough time to really analyze you and figure you out?
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say.
What would you say?
Westbridge was more or less like the teachers cared as much as you cared. If you didn't care, they didn't care. So if you didn't want to do the work, they didn't make you do the work, and that was just you. So once I showed them that I was not there just to be coming, because if you didn't go, like your probation officer will make sure you went to school, and if you didn't go to school, then you'll get locked up in juvenile, or they'll come and violate you or whatever. So I didn't mind going to school, and then once I talked to a few teachers and I told them I didn't want to graduate from an alternative school. So they told me to keep a certain average, and that would get me back into public school. So I did. I kept that certain average, but they told me they had one stipulation on if they was to let me leave Westbridge. Westbridge will only have maybe 20 people graduate each year. It was really, the graduation was so small that they needed everybody that they could to graduate, to make Westbridge look like they was really teaching these kids something. So they said, they allowed me to go to Union. And one of the stimulations was I had to come back and walk with Westbridge. So I got 2 diplomas. I got a diploma from Westbridge and I got a diploma from Union.
So where did they do that? I mean, just...
They're both real. Yeah. Okay. So what happened is I left Westbridge. I did everything they needed me to do academically to get out of Westbridge and go back to a public school, because I was raised better than that. And I didn't want my family to come to, not to say an alternative graduation, and I knew I was better. Because to me, Westbridge was just like getting a GED instead of graduating to me. And so I went to Union. I graduated from Union. I walked one day with Westbridge, and I walked the next day with Union. And once I got my diploma and that, that's when I went back to Denise and started being a camp counselor. I was 19 then when I started. I started to be a camp counselor. I did the camp counseling for 6 years at Camp Tall Turf, and I did it a year at Camp Belaja.
Okay, but let me backtrack just a little before we went to the camp counseling. Okay, so you said you felt you were better than that, meaning that you were kind of raised in a better home than that? Or?
Yeah, my mom.
So how were you raised? I mean, that's what I'm trying
to... my mom taught me how to do everything a female could do. So I would never need nobody to teach me how to do nothing. I know how to cook, sew, hair, clean. I know how to catch the bus at 10. I mean, my mama instilled everything she possibly could because
her background was what? I know she was a pastor, but...
Yeah, but growing up, my mom was a fighter and a slasher. Like, she would hurt you.
Okay, so she was from the street.
Oh, yeah, my mom was from the street. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And my birth dad was never there. So my mom raised me and my sister, and then my stepfather came in. And
your stepfather came, how old were you when you came?
4 or 5. I think they got married when I was 6. They've been
So
together
and he
30.
raised you? And
Yeah, they've been together 34 years, 30, 32, 33 years. They've been married.
What was his background?
Oh, he grew up in like his family was tight. They grew up in a nice knit.
Nice
Yeah,
middle class?
they was always close. They still close to this day. Like their family is.
But I mean, they're like middle class. They would.
Yeah, no one's struggling. You know, no one's struggling on his side.
Okay.
Not like that. No, they're not. But on my mom's side, it was more like our family members always bumped heads, and we didn't know how to get along. So his side is more, we're like they family orientated. They do stuff all the time. That's like my dad's side, my real dad's side. They close. My dad's side of the family is close.
So you know your real dad?
Yeah,
You see him?
seen him last night.
Oh, you saw him last night?
Yeah, I went and talked to him. Yeah, he's.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 40 now.
Where's he from? What kind
He's
of
from Grand Rapids. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what kind of
My dad, he's
He's what?
Ooh.
He's crazy.
Yeah, right. That's another topic.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I love him to death. That's my dude. But yeah, he stays in Idlewild now, and but he comes down. I just so happened to bump into him yesterday at my uncle's car shop. So yeah.
Okay, so but you're growing up with your stepdad, and he's pretty disciplined and all that.
Yeah, he never. Out of the 30-something years, my stepdad never touched me.
He never touched you?
Never once.
Okay.
Discipline. I mean, you know.
Did you get a chance to get touched by your real dad?
No man has ever whooped me.
So you never.
No man has ever whooped
with your
me.
mom?
Tore holes off into me. I'm trying to tell you, she
mom was dad and mom. Okay.
No, I have never been whooped by a man.
Okay.
Because my real dad left so early, and then my stepdad, I'm not gonna say he was more or less like that's not my son, so I'm not gonna discipline him or nothing like that. I just think that
that's just where he was. Is that what you're saying?
You know, so I have never got a whooping by a man. My mom now, she whooped enough for men, women. That woman, I used to be like, she the devil. She was so mean. My mom was so mean.
But then she got into the church.
Yeah, but my mom just stern. She's stern. My mom has always been in church. My mom has always been a God-fearing person. Always. She raised us in church.
What church?
Madison Square is the first church. Yeah.
So that's Christian Reform.
Yeah, and then we went there so many years, and then we left, and we went. Each church we ever went to, we was there for years. Wasn't no bouncing around. So we knew everybody, but my mom just was a stern person. She just, it's easy to go do it.
But you bounced around from neighborhood to neighborhood.
Yeah, I left my mom home when I was 15.
Oh, you left when you were 15?
Yeah, I left when I was 15.
And where did you go there?
I moved in with the young lady, my daughter's mom. Stayed with her for a minute. I stayed with my best friend for some years.
So you met your daughter's mom.
When I was 15.
So your son's mom is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're different.
Okay.
But I stayed with them. I just bounced around until I got up in age, and then I met a female, and then we'll get an apartment. But I left when I was 15. I left my mom home when I was 15.
Okay.
So all these schools I was going to, I was doing it myself. My mom wouldn't put me in the schools. So I was.
And were you doing any work besides?
No, I had a job. Yeah, I had a job up at Martin Luther King Park, at the recreational building for the swimming park. I did have a job then. It lasted then it was back to the streets.
Okay.
But I wasn't no real, like I'm saying, I wasn't no street person. I had people to do that, and people but I wasn't soft. You know, I just didn't. I wasn't as hard as a lot of them was, and as ruthless as a lot of them was, but I wasn't scary. It's just like I just certain things I just thought about more quicker than what they did. But if something had to happen, then it happened. You know, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I just didn't go looking for it. I never went looking for it. Trouble. If it came, that's a different story. But I never just picked. I never was a picker. I never picked.
Now, these gangs, though, some of them come like from different cities. Like I was saying, like Chicago. You had that's where the Gangster Disciples started.
Yeah, but we never had no.
And the Vice Lord started in Chicago. So did you have a lot of people from Chicago and from Detroit here?
No, we had a lot for the drug part about it. We had a lot of Detroit people coming down here and trying to push in their territory that was around, but they wasn't in no gang. They was just Detroit. We call them. They was Detroit.
You just call them Detroit.
I don't know if I can say it on the camera. What we call them?
Well, don't say it if you can't say it.
I don't know
if you're worried about it. No, if you're worried about it.
No, I'm just saying the word. I don't know if I can say it on what we called them. It wasn't bad. I mean, we say it every day. I mean.
Oh, if you say it every day, then it's fine.
We just was like them Detroit niggas.
Oh, okay. So I said the.
You know what I'm saying? Then like, yeah. So.
Okay, I mean, if you say we say that.
You know, that's what they was.
I'm not saying it.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that wasn't like they was in gangs or nothing. That they had all the dope.
Right.
It was cheaper, so they'd come down here and set up and try to make the money. So they was just like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And so, only because it's sensitive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so you didn't have Chicago. It was mostly Detroit.
Yeah, and they wasn't like they wasn't like, how can I say, they wasn't in no like
gang.
Yeah, they just was about money. That's all they wanted was money. So yeah, so it was a turf battle with them because they felt as though, back then Detroit was tough. You know what I mean? Like Detroit. Excuse me. Detroit always had a reputation of being killers and stuff like that. So I mean, eventually, Grand Rapids people
did the same thing.
Ran them out.
Right.
They pushed them out, but at first, it was like
they kind of took over.
Yeah, and then, but once they got to the point where they got pushed out, and they rarely hear about Detroit.
So when you say turf battles, turf means like a geographical area.
Yeah, it's like the Detroit Cats. I'm gonna say Detroit Cats. It's like the Detroit Cats. When they coming down here, they don't know who area they moving into. They really don't care where they just setting up. So it's like they might set up over on Wealthy. They might have set up over on Child. They might have set up over here. And it just so happened that they might have been in the Vice Lord neighborhood when they set up. They might have been in a gang. They might have been in a neutral. And then those people will stop going at each other to get them out their neighborhood. So it was like.
And you had neutral?
Yeah, I mean, you still, yeah, people that, of course.
Even they were not in
that was, that's the one the one they style. They just didn't do. Thank God that you can be like that.
So they set up in the wrong neighborhood, and then there's wars, there's shooting.
Yeah, because you look at it like, say for instance, if you say for instance, if you this gang over here, and y'all have your own clientele. This is y'all neighborhood, y'all making y'all money, even if it's 20 people out there, whatever, that stay around, everybody got their own people, whatever. Then you put a couple of people that's not even from Grand Rapids in the middle of that, and now they trying to step on y'all toes, per se, and get your money, but yet trying to sell you stuff, it gets to the point where they taking your money. So now it's a problem between that block and those Detroit cats. So it was never Chicago or nothing like. It was always Detroit. Always Detroit.
So, but they're not by themselves. They're coming with a group, or they're hiring people.
No, it'd be
no more than 2 or 3.
Yeah, it wasn't like they was coming down here 9, 10 people.
So 2 or 3 get an apartment.
Yeah,
they live there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they get other people to work with them?
Well, sometimes you know, you gotta understand that we would buy stuff from them.
Right.
You would buy stuff from them. It just got to the point where they got comfortable and they started, you know,
Adding other people?
that, and then they'll bring more people, you know,
From Detroit.
Yeah. But they start off a couple, and then you might see them come down with 3 more, and then another one will go up.
But where do they meet the people? They just come in and start meeting people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they
and
bring.
say, we got good stuff.
Pretty much it.
Want to try
what
this?
you do is you find somebody who's smoking or something like that. You know what they look like walking down the street, and then you give them samples.
Right.
You just hand out samples.
Okay.
So they probably was handing out samples and giving the people that was on drugs bigger stones or bigger quantity that we was given, so that makes them go out and tell everybody, well, Detroit cats got better and bigger.
That's what they say when you're into that.
Yeah, they got better and bigger, and now they're coming to them, and then you getting mad because the person that you used to get stuff to is walking past you to go over to the Detroit dudes. Mm-hmm. So now you getting mad at them, and now they gotta go. So that's how the friction and the war started with the Detroit people. But
okay, appreciate that. Yeah. But then after a while, the Grand Rapids people
ran them out.
They're selling their own stuff.
Yeah, well, they were selling their own stuff then too, but it's just, you know, Detroit was a bigger city, so it was cheaper, you know, to deal with them than it was to some of the people here.
It was more
expensive. So you got the big people didn't want them here, the little people who didn't want them here because it was like they were sucking up all the money. They knew what they was doing, put it that way. They was just a little bit more advanced than we was back then, and I ain't even gonna say advanced. It just was cheaper. It was bigger and cheaper. You know, it's just their lifestyle was a little bit faster in the.
Right in Detroit, it was faster,
because it was just bigger back then. Okay. You know.
So then you got into something like that too for a while. You
said. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which we don't have to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of already touched on it.
Yeah. I did that for a nice piece of
work and stuff like that. Okay, but then all of a sudden, you want to change your life, and you became a counselor with Miss Denise.
Yeah, I went and I did camp counseling for 6 years, and it was just like the same thing.
Where was the camp at?
In Hesperia, Michigan.
Hesperia.
So it got me out of the city. That's what changed because
you stayed there. You living there?
We stayed there for 3 months out of the year. Just the summer. Okay. Because the kids, it was a non-profit organization. So you had inner city kids. So you had kids from the inner city who was like me, and a bunch of other people that was going to camp. And so it was just like, now they wanted me to, and not only did they want me to be a counselor, they thought I would be a good help to kids that went down the path that I went, and to counsel them a little bit and talk to them. And it worked because I had the oldest cabin, so I had a lot of the kids that was coming from moms who was on drugs or brothers who was in gangs and, you know, stuff like that. So I had sessions up at the camp where I would talk to them. I was already branded at that time, so they all was like the kids see it, ooh, you a folk, you know, used to be. And my mom said it stands for God Delivers now. So it's not.
So you're branded and it's got a D on it?
GD.
GD? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Vice Lords were branded too, or no?
You can get tattooed.
They get like tattoos.
You can either get tattooed, or
okay. So they branded is also tattoos.
Yeah, well, mine was burnt in. Theirs, it's totally different. It's totally different, totally different feeling. Yeah. But yeah, so my mom said it stands for God Delivers now instead of Gangster Disciple.
Okay, sorry, so she changed.
Yeah, God Delivers.
Changed the philosophy.
Yeah. So,
does that help? Did that help when she?
Yeah, because you up at camp and the kids see it up there, and they know what it means. A lot of them did. They know what GD is and stuff like that.
The fact that your mom changed the philosophy of it,
right?
Did that help you?
My mom helped. I mean, just not even that, because I already had. Yeah. Because I was like, this. I wanted to get it covered up and all this, and what could I do? And she was like,
she didn't get rid of the initials because you couldn't.
She didn't know, so she just
changed what the
right
meaning.
The meaning of it, yeah. So it did. I guess it did. I guess I laughed about it because how it did flow with it, and it was what he did, You know, he did. So yeah. That.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to.
No. I'm saying that, you know, it's just my mom has always been biblical with me and stuff like that. So when she said that, it was just like another thing that she was just being right on.
But that's another problem, though, right? You said because church people, they get in trouble. The kids get into trouble.
You thinking?
So why do you feel you got into trouble? I mean, were they pushing?
No.
Religion?
Yeah. Mama, we had to go to church and Bible study and stuff like that. Which
Because I'm pushing words in your mouth. I don't want to.
No.
So
we had to go.
What would you say was the reason?
For me going to church or being?
No, I mean, what for you rebelling?
It just wasn't even. My mama just was hard. I don't even think it was really rebelling. You know, it was like be here before this time, and if I'm not there before that time, and you know, I never really got caught with my mom for doing stuff. It always stayed in the street. So my mama never knew how bad I really was until I left. So. I don't know. She still to this day. You know what I mean, I don't know.
She was defending you everywhere.
She, my mom always.
You don't know who you
Yeah, because I was always respectful. Still to this point, to this day now, I always was respectful. My mom didn't play that, so she extended. You know, it was always yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am.
It wasn't because she didn't play, because you wanted to be.
Well, that too. I didn't want her to. You know, my mom was.
But she was mean to her.
Sure.
It started with her.
Yeah, no, it started and it ended with my mom. To this day, my mom is. Yeah, that's my heart. But
so you kind of rebelled, you know. But you don't think that they, because I'm sure you must have, if they're teaching that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you're married to two pastors. I mean,
right.
You're living with two pastors.
Right.
And they're teaching that everyday religion, church.
Right.
And so, did you want to be a minister or pastor?
No.
Did it make
I drew.
Did you make it think at all like that? No. Never?
No. It was just church.
Really?
It was just church.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it didn't affect you at all?
Mm-mm.
It was just church?
It was just church.
So what did you get out of going to church?
I know the Bible. I mean, the bad thing about it is I know right from wrong. And God holds you accountable for that because you know. Once you know, you'll be held accountable for it. So, I just know. You know, it's knowing. Pretty much, that's what I got out of it. You know, just it's just knowing. I don't know how to explain it. It's just I don't know. You know, everybody goes. I mean, there's a lot of people that grew up in church, and it's what you take from it. I mean, I'm more respectful. I believe for being raised in church. And no matter what I do in life, I'm still gonna respect people. I'm just not. No, I hate being people that's disrespectful to elders and stuff like that. And so I would never be disrespectful. But maybe that's what the church did to me. My mom did that to me. I'm telling you that. She did that. But with the help of the church.
Okay. So how did you get to the community house?
Well, I had.
Because you worked there as a counselor like 6 years.
Mm-hmm. I left there, and I was odd jobs, still in the street. My stepdad worked here for like some years before, and I was still out there, and he was like, "I can get you a job." And my stepdad got me in here, and he was here like 9 years before he left. It'd be 9 years in August. I done been here now, so August it'd be 9 years. I want to leave at this point.
What do you do here?
I'm over the maintenance.
Over the maintenance?
Yeah. So, but when I first started, I worked in the senior department. I did senior meals. I used to drive the meals to the seniors.
Houses?
Yeah, to the houses.
So they used to deliver meals to the houses?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We used to deliver. Me and Richard used to deliver the meals to the houses. I did that for.
Oh yeah, Richard's been here for a long time too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. I think I did that for maybe a year or two. And then I got put over into this department because the guy was leaving and they needed somebody to trust to alarm the building and be the last person to leave. And they trusted me. And here I am, 9 years later.
And they trusted a gangbanger and everything.
And they knew it.
And they knew it though.
I couldn't lie about it.
But that's good.
Yeah, they knew.
And that's, Yeah. Well, gangbangers can be trusted.
I mean, you know, that was years ago. I mean,
especially when they know.
Yeah, they know.
But they gotta know they can be trusted as long as they know.
Everybody knows. I mean, yeah, they know. Yeah.
Actually, one of the a lot of gangbangers, people get surprised, but they don't usually lie to each other. They're pretty.
I mean, because
they get a. They follow values.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's values. It's a lot. Some you get it's a.
Some of them, just don't have them.
Just but like I said, the most part, it's just talking. A lot of them just need some type of
talking.
Somebody just to talk to,
and they can be responsible.
Yeah, just And sometimes I thought kids would help.
Because you become a counselor. That means
that helped. And I think that helped a lot. I think that helped a lot.
Did that help you too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, I think that being a counselor helped a lot. I think that was like one of my turning points in my life was when I was a counselor in camp. That really, 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 really helped me because it was like you got control over somebody else's kids for 2 weeks. And it's like, what would you want somebody to do with your child for 2 weeks, or how would you want somebody? So I tried to make them better when they left than when they came. It was a lot. It was. I just said I wish I can go back. I truly wish I can go back. I want to do some volunteering up there, but my kids and stuff like that, it's hard. But it's hard to get back up there. It's not hard for me to get back up there. It's just. I would like to go back for a session and, be in the cabins and be a counselor again, but I couldn't.
Is that your future?
No, I don't know.
I mean, what's in your next few years?
That's crazy because I was just talking to my son's mom and I said, the reason why people stay in a certain slump or they stay in a certain thing because they don't find an outlook on life. They don't say, this is something I want. Like I said, God gave everybody goals. God gave everybody a time.
Is the way you look at things.
Look at things, yeah, but your goals. But yeah, even what I was saying, what I mean by the outlook on stuff is because.
So that's why I'm asking that. I'm trying to find out what you're.
Yeah, it's crazy because.
But you were just talking about it.
I haven't. At 40, I could be honest. At 40, I'm still undecided. And I told her. Until I get to the point where I say, okay, this is what I want to do and go head first and go hard with it, I'll be stuck here. Not to say that the Methodist isn't somewhere I can grow, but sometimes you got to get out of these walls. Even if you stay here, there's still other things you can do in the community. There's still other things you can travel, you can do this, do this. So I had got to the point where I got so stuck in my mode and coming to work, going home, that the outside world I was kind of like, I'm not saying scared of it. I'm just saying more or less like it started moving too fast for me. It's like I stopped doing stuff so much that I made myself like I just was a loner. Like I made myself into a loner. And then once I go back out, it's like it's moving too fast for me. It's like the world moving too fast for me. And I use that as an excuse for so many years. That, okay, well, why don't you, go take some college courses? And I'd be like, but it's just that the world just started moving too fast for me. And it's like me jumping back in, it's like I got to learn all over again. Because where I'm going to jump, it's like not necessarily like that. But when you come from, the streets and you try to get back and when you jump back in, you really jump back into the streets. So I don't know the streets like I did when I was coming up in the streets and these younger people. So it's more or less like I don't want to be involved jumping back on the streets I don't want to start where I stopped at. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, where I stopped at, I don't want to start back up at. I want to jump back up 40 to 40-year-old stuff like suit and tie. So it's crazy.
You're in a different world now. You want to jump from that world.
Yeah, where I supposed to be at. I mean, if I would have, it's just a big chunk of my life that I'm missing. and then I gotta go back and fix some stuff and get a lot of.
So you think you lost a chunk of your life?
I did,
because you're over here.
not because I'm over here, because of what I did back then. I feel as though
because you lost.
Yeah, I think I lost a lot of my life. Yeah, I think.
So you definitely don't want to go back there.
I don't want to say, but that's what I'm saying. If I was to start where I left off at, it'd be the streets, and I don't want to start where I left off at. So, it's like the only thing you had knew at that point in time. But I'm working on it, and I don't know. Like I had five scouts.
Why did you decide that not to go back?
That's either jail or death there.
Okay.
It's either jail or death there. But so no, and I got kids that I need to take care of. But I have
more responsibility.
Yeah, I had scholarships for drawing, so my talent was drawing, my hands.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about would you do hobbies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I could draw.
So
I don't like doing it no more, but I can draw.
Okay.
So
you do portraits or what? Okay, that's what you do.
Like anything with picking up a pencil, I could draw you.
Okay.
But my son got it. He inherited it, and I don't know. I like to cook. I like mentoring. I like the mentoring stage. I like big brothers. I like kids that need help. I like good people. I like being around. So something like probably like a mentor or a big brothers or someone working for something like that, or something that's helping the community or trying to something like that.
So that's what you're looking.
That's what I would like to do. That's what I would like to do. Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to work with kids. I would really, really like to work with kids.
So, do you see yourself in Grand Rapids in the next 3 to 5 years?
Good question. That's a good question. I want to leave Grand Rapids so bad, but my kids, I can't leave my kids. They're 8, 10, 8, and 7, and then I got a 1-year-old. And I'm not with my 3 boys, so they will be here. And
so you're not living with your wife right now?
No, I'm not living with my 3 sons.
Your son's wife? Okay.
No, me and my 1 son is together. Okay. But I know from being boys, I can't leave them. So
they're too young. Right?
Too young. Way too young for me to think. Even that, one of my oldest being 10, I think that's too young.
Okay, so you'll be here in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So
you're looking for a.
Basically, that's what I should start doing. I should start picking at my resources and stuff and going on. So when they do I can go. I can just go. But
you're not looking at school or anything like that.
That's not. I'm not going to rule that out.
Okay.
I wouldn't rule that out. I would love to go back to school. I would love to experience that, because that's another big part of my life that I didn't have.
That's income too.
Yeah.
That's in a way you can get income.
Yeah.
It might be through loans, but it's still income.
Yeah. So. But you gotta understand, this is like
it's my income now.
Yeah, yours and mine both. I got see all these kids. I pay child support for. So crazy. It's crazy.
So yeah, you gotta deal with the child support.
Yeah.
Too.
So I don't know. But other than that, like I said, when I came here, it was crazy. It's like the Methodist is like a gift and a curse, because you get. I've been here 9 years, and I get so acquainted with the seniors. You get so acquainted seeing the seniors, and it's like pretty much every year you lose one, and then it's like, or a staff. We done lost a few people here that I became close with. So it's like you just dread hearing somebody that you done seen for every single day almost for years, and you know it's bound to happen because it's a senior department. But that's the curse of this place. It's death, and it surrounds you so much because of their age. Just being realistic about the situation. But
there's usually the same seniors coming all the time.
We rarely, you might get one new senior a year, if that. So
that's unique. Other places they change around.
No, we don't change. They don't change here. Yeah, so it's more or less like a family. We don't change teachers too often for the kids. The kids stay here from the time they babies until they 5. So I know the kids from 6 months to 5-year-olds till they leave and go to preschool and kindergarten and stuff. And I know the seniors from, you know, going through there, sitting with them, playing the games and stuff. So, you know, you when you hear one of them or you come in and they say somebody passed, that's the thing. And just recently, Miss Mary, my youngest son, was here, and she used to care for him in the baby room, and I watched her die, and that was hard.
Miss Mary?
Miss Mary, yeah. She just passed.
What do you mean you watched her die?
Like, she was in the baby room.
And she died there?
And this was...
Heart attack? Or?
I don't know if they said heart attack. Let me see, Michael is 1. This was 4 months ago, 3-4 months ago, maybe. Yeah, this had to be about 3-4 months ago when she passed.
She just died.
They said that they thought that it was her medicine, some new medicine, but she was in there and she just fainted. And I sat there and watched them do CPR on her for, it seemed like hours. And that hurt it because she always kept my son.
Must have hurt the kids too.
Yeah. It hurt the staff bad.
The staff?
Oof, it hurt. That was a bad one. That was, all of them is bad, but Miss Mary was a bad one. That was bad. Because all the rest of the seniors more or less passed at their homes and stuff, but to see one here, you know, when she passed in the ambulance and stuff coming in, they taking her, and that was a hard one. That was a hard one. And every day, like I said, every day we talked. Every day I came in and handed my son to her. Every single day. And yeah, to see her pass, that was bad. But like I said, you learn so much from the seniors, you know, sitting down talking to them. Learn so much from them. So that's the good. And then, like I said, it's a gift and a curse.
So what kind of, we didn't really touch, you got married twice?
No, I've never been married.
Never been married?
Nope.
Okay. But you had 2 relationships?
Yeah, my relationships normally be long term. That's what I have. I was with my 3 sons' mom for 10 years, something like that. 10 years, I think. Yeah.
And what was her name?
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
And then you were this one?
Yeah, been with her 6.
And what's her name?
Tasia.
Tasia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And okay, and those are the 2 main relationships that you've had?
Sure. I had
Yeah,
other ones, yeah. But yeah, those 2. Yeah, those 2 right there.
And those are the ones that have your children?
That's my children, yeah. Okay. So.
Did we touch on your brothers and sisters?
I have, yeah.
We did do that, okay.
4 on the side, my dad. Yeah, like I said, that's another reason why I like to be called Mark, because my dad named Mark. I got 2 brothers that's named Mark.
You didn't want everybody.
I know, it's the women. You know, you got different, all of them different by different women. So, and then they happen to have boys, and they want to name them Mark too. So I ain't named none of my kids Mark for that reason.
If you wanted to tell the youth of today, or the kids, your kids or whatever, what do you want to impress upon them?
Education. They call it a nerd, being a nerd. I call it being smart. Go to school. First and foremost, go to school, get your education, be respectful. Because you never know, it's not what you know, it's basically now. It gets to a point where who you know, because you can know a lot, but if you don't know a lot of people, people get you places too also. So respect will get you far, just as far as education. So, and that's true, because I know a lot of people out in the world just for me being who I am, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, but also the education part. So if you mix both of those two, you'll be a powerful person to me. But first and foremost, the education, and be mindful where you at in life and what you want to do in life, and everything. You can be whatever you want to be in life. You could be 4 or 5 different things. You can go back to school because time flies by so fast. And if it's 4 years of college and you do that, another 4 years you can go back, or 2 years to get your associates. Because you look at it, I've been out of high school 20 years. I could have went back and got 3 different degrees if I wanted to, in different things, or whatever. If you like this, go do that, and if you don't like that, go on something. Just keep traveling and see the world, and don't live in this box, and don't be afraid to learn new things and to try new things and to experience new things and to be hurt, to be in love, to cry. All that's just a part of life. Don't shield that out. Allow it to happen naturally, and you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay.
Your friends from when you were in grammar school, the GEDs and that, do you see them at all? Or?
My best friends.
They're still your best friends?
Well, some of them is, okay. we because it's.
Have they changed at all? Or?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't hang around them if they didn't. Okay. It's because I'm not going to be with you and then somebody shooting at you, or I'm not going to be with you and the police pull you over and you got drugs or stuff in the car. I got kids, it's like they got kids, so it's some of them that's in prison. That it's like God separated us from the ones that wasn't even supposed to be there. We're together. It's like, but no, yeah, I got a few, yeah. My best friend.
What kind of work did they do? Or any of them go to school? Or?
Yeah, a few of them went to school, and a couple of them bought their homes for the first time a few years back. One got married. So, yeah, I still see ones that I used to hang with that's still out there. And you'll go and you'll still show them what we call love. You'll still show them love, what you'll do to shake or something, and you'll talk, and you might not see them for another 6-7 months or something like that. But you bump into people that you didn't like. You bump into people that it is what it is. It depends on if they still holding a grudge or not. But nah, it's my age bracket.
So would you say that also had something to do with just a stage in life of growing up?
Oh yeah, you grow up pretty fast.
I don't want to put words. I'm just
no, you're right. No, you grow up. Yeah, sometimes the streets raises you. Sometimes your parents raise you. Sometimes both raise you. Sometimes somebody another family might raise you. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what how you fell in. I got raised by my mom. I got raised by the streets. I got raised by my friends, family, mothers, and stuff. So I it's a lot in me that,
it's like some, let's say the ones that got raised in the prison, they went to the prison for years.
Right.
All they remember is what they left behind.
Right.
So when they come out, they think
go back to I had some boys I got dudes. Yeah. But then I got some that got out of prison and they own franchises and. They got their own businesses.
Okay.
So
they learn.
Man, so I can't say that everybody come out of prison is doing something wrong. Because I have a person that came out. I wouldn't put his name. I don't know, but he's known around Grand Rapids, and he got out and he went straight legit, and now he's promoting all these parties and concerts for Grand Rapids, and he does so much for the youth and. Backpack giveaways and school drives and foods, and he feeds people, and now he got his own restaurant. He just finna open his restaurant tomorrow, grand opening tomorrow. He been out 4 or 5 years now, and he turned his life and there's a lot of them that's doing that now, that's coming out of prison. I don't know what I ain't, like I said, I've never been, but usually back when I was growing up, if you got out of prison, they was getting back into the same thing, going right back.
Yeah,
it was just right back. Now you see a lot of people getting out of prison, staying out of prison. It's like they whatever they doing up in there, or whatever they teaching them, or whatever it's like they got so many years just to get their mind strong. It's like once they get out of here, they just got to apply it to the new world to them. And he did it, and he's doing better than people that's been out here It's just like I said, it's just the outlook on life you have. And
So you think
goals.
they're beginning to change? And now
Oh, he didn't change.
They're doing some stuff in the prisons now.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying with it because a lot of people now.
The difference?
I'm seeing a difference. A lot of people that I grew up with that went to the joint is coming out is standing on their own. They getting jobs. I mean, they're flying past the people that's been out here and doing it legit. So I don't know if it's just the time that you sit there and you think. You got all that time to think about what you're gonna do, and you don't want. I don't want to know because I don't want to know. But I would talk to them and ask them out here. What was it? Yeah, what was it that made you do that? So I don't want to go in there. No.
Yeah, I can see them out here. I don't need to.
Nah. I can learn myself. I don't need them to teach me. Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, just. I don't know. Life is what you make it, pretty much. It's what you make it, and if I know a lot of people wish that they can start over again and redo it all over again, but sometimes you just need to start right where you at and go off of what your past experiences is, because your past experiences will make you just as much stronger as if you started all over. You might be a better person because you know where you messed up at, and there's so many different things that you can probably put in your life now that you didn't know back then. But
so what do you mean? So the past experience,
like just whatever you went through, and
so you can learn from it.
You can learn from it. Like instead of me saying I wish I can go back in life, I just wish I could use everything I did in life to make me move on and a better person or better in whatever I want to do. I wouldn't. If you're at that age, then you start there. And you start looking for what you want to do and how you want to do it in life. And I hope that they don't go the route that a lot of people do. But I don't want to say I wish I can start life all the way over, because I wouldn't be the person I am now.
So by that you're also saying you're not ashamed of
I wouldn't.
Anything that you did?
No. I learned from it. For one, I'm not naive to the streets. The streets that's a big thing. I don't never want my boys to be naive to. I don't want them, but I don't want you to be at a party or something like that, and then you don't cover your drink up, or there's just certain things that the streets instilling you. You're not naive to certain things and the stuff that people will do. So I never take what I went through in the streets back. No, because that makes me teach my kids and other kids, and it's even some adults that ain't been through what I've, So, no. I'm glad I made it through it. I never want to go back in it, but I'm glad I made it through it and be able to sit here and talk about it. And I wish a lot of it just died out and stopped. But it's just
Getting back to the seniors, what do you think is the most important thing that the community house does in terms of the seniors?
Man, get them out of there.
I mean, what do you think?
It gets them out. It gets them out. It makes them interact with people. They take them places. It's so much stuff that they do with the seniors, and the method is not just allowing seniors just to sit and wilt away. You just not go sit in if you're in an old folk home here, or if you over in your grandkids got you, or whoever's your caregiver or anything. Once you come here, they're just not gonna let you wilter away. You're gonna go to the movies, you're gonna go to baseball games, you're gonna go on boats. They take them everywhere. They get them. They continue their life. Like your life is not over with. So that's a good thing that works here too, because you're never too old to do anything. And the Methodists, everybody should come to the Methodists, you ask me.
You do keep the house clean.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah.
You got a bunch of workers?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, I got, it's 5 of us. I got 2 people that works for me on my shift the time I come in. And then we have volunteers, and we have the kids, B2B now. They work summer jobs, so they be down here. So it's managing a little bit. Different people. It's cool though. I really don't have to do too much because
Because they do. You
Yeah.
supervise.
Yeah. So, I hate saying that
Well,
word.
no, that's your job.
Yeah, I hate that. I just don't like that. So I'm more like of a hands. I think that's another reason why I could never be.
Leader. You do the work.
Yeah, I can never, like, even when I was at a factory and I was a supervisor at a factory job, and they told me I need to grow horns because I always helped. It was like, that's your job is to supervise, not to do the work. But I mean,
they got different supervisors.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you, yeah.
Some are crew leader.
Yeah.
Supervisor.
I mean, I don't
That's the
know.
way
I like
you said
people.
hands-on.
Yeah. And so, but I like, it's just like now, like I don't have to work if I didn't, but.
So now you do more supervising.
No, I work. I work.
You work too?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not finna, I just can't. If, like, say for instance, if I came in here and this needed vacuuming and he's over there doing something, I'm not finna say when you get done with that, go in there and vacuum that. I'm just gonna come here and vacuum it. Now, if he's not doing anything, I might say, could you go in there and vacuum it? But I'm not that type to say, well, that needs to be done, go do. And I've seen it. I'm not finna walk past that on the ground when we leave here. No, seriously, I'm gonna get that up before we leave.
There's something.
Yeah, that little mothball or whatever
see it.
that. I'm gonna get that up before we leave. It's like irritating. So, but no, it's good. Everybody here is family. I try to treat. I want everybody.
Everybody here is family, so this is more like a. It doesn't appear to me like a regular job. It's more like.
It's more like family. I mean, granted, like the men and women you have here, it's like you arguing with your uncle or your brother or your sister or your cousin and stuff. You have your little every now and then, but it's gone. You have it and then it's gone. So we don't hold grudges here. If you hold a grudge here, you won't last long because the family will push you out. So if you new and you come in with a chip on your shoulder, or we're gonna push you out pretty quick and get it right back to normal. Seriously, that's why it's the same people are here.
Yeah.
We started over with a group of people, and I think Mr. Clanton did a good job he did a great job of how he restructured the building and got the
Has he
building
been
back.
here for a while, Mr.
A
Clanton?
few years now.
A few years.
He saved it, you ask me. And so the people that he brought and assembled and kept and stuff like that, we're doing good. And like I said, every night, we like brothers, sisters,
Does
uncles.
you have like a board or something like?
Yeah, they have a board. I don't know how to
Not
board.
a board, but I mean you said the people that he brought, are they the board or the?
No, I'm just saying, like, he when he came, it was just like, different people was leaving.
Because it used to be different, you said.
Yeah, it was different. It was.
How was it before and how is it now?
Well, I can't say it was. It was. I don't know. I don't want to badmouth the Methodist or nothing like that,
No.
Because he came to make
Right.
he came to get the Methodists back on his feet.
You can bet my
Yeah, he came to get the Methodists back on his feet. And when he came, just things he had to change and people he had to change.
Also, he's a Methodist too.
Mr. Clanton?
Yeah.
He's the CEO.
Yeah, no, he's the CEO, but you're talking about, when you say the Methodist, you're talking about the community house.
I'm talking about, the community house.
Yeah, not the whole Methodist church.
No, just the community house.
Just the community house.
Yeah. So
you don't want to badmouth the community house.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, this because it was going to place, and he came back and he got it back on the right track.
So it was going in what direction, more or less?
Not good. Who's gonna say that?
You don't want to say that. Okay.
It was just
okay.
It was just going into place, and he came.
It was going in a different direction.
And he came and brought it back, and he making it.
Okay,
Mr. Clanton did a heck of a. He's doing a heck of a job.
We want to keep the job a few more months.
Okay, we need a couple more months. But no, Mr. Clanton he did a tremendous job. He did a tremendous job. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is that, it was people that we needed, and people that we didn't need, and he found out both, and he brought in people we needed, and he let go of people we didn't need, and thank God I was one of the people that he needed. So, but it's like, it's like the people that he brought together. Like I said, we might not, but it's work. It worked.
It's working.
It's working. Yeah, it's working. It's working good. So
is it more? Well, everybody makes a little advancement.
Yeah, like I said,
saying it's more advanced now.
I'm just saying. I could see the Methodists moving down the road 20 more years.
Okay.
I could see it 20, 30, 40 more years. Before he came, it probably was his last year.
Oh, it was kind of going downhill a little bit.
Slide.
We got you on camera now.
Yeah. It was slide.
But we won't.
Yeah.
We'll cut that part.
Yeah, it was.
It was going down.
Man, it was points of time where
But that's his job.
Yeah, because it was times that we couldn't make payroll.
Okay.
You know, and he made sure we got paid. You know, it wasn't. It just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was economic.
It was just it was just going in the wrong direction. People wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, and they had to bring. They had to bring in somebody to help us continue to have our job. They brought the right person in, and I'm not just saying this because they're on camera, because that's my man. I done grew to love Mr. Clan. He's a fair guy. He's a real fair guy, and they brought the right person in, and he took me from here to here. That's what I say. He took me from here to here. And how long you been here? 3 years? 3 years. So first 6 years I was here, loved the place and everything still. Never turned I was still here. He came.
And he moved you up your position?
Everything. We just gonna leave it at
He
that.
just moved your position?
Not only me.
The way you felt?
Not only me. Everybody here. I feel as though.
He just uplifted.
Everything. Now that I mean, they got me more money. I was here for 6 years. Not a penny more. He came and he kept on saying, I'm gonna help, I'm gonna get y'all, and I'm gonna make sure y'all all right. I'm gonna make sure y'all all right. And he has done everything he said he was gonna do. And I'm not saying that for that. He has done everything he said he was gonna do. So hopefully he just don't retire. Shoot. Stay a few more years, you know. But yeah, he's a good man. He's a real good man.
Any last thoughts for this?
Well, I hope, hope somebody can take something from it, you know. Maybe not agree with everything I said, but you can always take bits and pieces and learn from people. You know, so that's the way I do. And no matter, a fool can talk, and you can take something from a fool and make it better in your life. So hopefully that anybody who's watching this can take something from what I said and what I've been through or something and put it in their life and make it better, you know, or it can help them or somebody else down the line in their life. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I want to thank you very much for the interview.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Yep.